Hey friends, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what skills you need to be a Squarespace designer. Now, please understand, these are not prerequisites that you absolutely need to begin. When I started, I had zero sales experience, at least sales in this type and form. So please be mindful that you could start at any level. There's just a few key things you'll want to keep in mind. And the first one is probably the most important one. You want to be comfortable with software. That is a great start. If you're not comfortable with software, if you get irritated with your devices, if you get irritated with your computer, this probably is not going to be the best job, because you will be learning different software programs, different tools, using a lot of pieces of software that are not going to always cooperate with you and will be a little bit complicated at times. If you talk about setting up a domain name, it's the ugliest, most disgusting process there is on the internet, but it is what it is as of right now. So that is something to keep in mind. Some of the processes with software, you just got to be comfortable with software. If you're willing to push through, willing to do a few Google searches to figure it out, you're going to be fine. Throw in a little bit of a love for design and a bit of sales experience, and you are off to the races. Then the only thing you're really going to have to worry about is building confidence, and you'll build confidence in all these arenas. So these resources are going to help you build up your design acumen, build up your sales experience, and build up your web design knowledge. And let me say this as a note: to become a website designer on Squarespace, you do not need to learn how to code. I am actually a big advocate that people start without knowing how to code. It's the same thing as learning a language as a kid. You do not learn how to read and write and then speak. You speak and then you learn how to read and write. There's just something so powerful about understanding how everything works together and then going deeper into understanding why they work that way. So if you don't know how to code, don't take a coding boot camp. Don't get caught up on code. Start with designing pages on a website, learning how components work together, and go from there. All right, so here are a list of resources. Now I'm going to break this down by the experience that it will help you build. The first one is going to be sales experience. The number one thing I would recommend is go to YouTube and check out The Futur, F-U-T-U-R, no E at the end. Chris and his team at The Futur do a great job of talking you through the sales process on how to land projects, how to talk to clients, how to tell clients no, how to have confidence with clients. And it's all for free. Chris is one of those people who helped me double my rate over the course of a 3-month period. So definitely check out The Futur. There is a book I'm going to reference later for a different section, but I'm going to reference it now because I think it will help with sales as well, is $100 million offers. $100 million offers really helps you get in a mindset of offering high levels of value. Now, for design, few tips here that I really want to break down. Design ideas, ways to build your design acumen. Let's start with this. First is going to be a website called Coolers. Coolers helps you build really beautiful color palettes with a few clicks. You don't have to reinvent the wheel when you build a client site. My personal recommendation, you really only need one color for a website. So let's say you have like a royal blue, then you have black and white, and then you have, say, a gray. You are good to go. That basically covers your color palette. You could have the royal blue and then maybe a light blue, and now you have 5 colors: white, black, royal blue, light blue, and then a gray. That is your color palette. Do not use 12 colors if you are building a site for the first time. You'll see some websites that do that really beautifully and really well, but you have to understand so much about color to get to that point that they actually all work together. Now, if you go to The Futur, they have content about it that you could learn how to use colors. But in the beginning, Coolers is a great way to build beautiful color palettes and explore beautiful color palettes. Next is going to be Google Fonts or Adobe Fonts. Both of these tools are synced with Squarespace seamlessly. I believe every single Google font is now on Squarespace. Not every single Adobe font is on Squarespace, so just keep that in mind. But if you go to these tools, they will tell you great pairing options. So if you go to Google Fonts, look for a font that you really like, it'll show you other fonts that go really well with it. This saves a lot of the legwork of guessing how do you pair fonts together. Next is going to be a website called Landbook. Now, Landbook is going to show you some of the most beautiful websites on the internet. The one thing to keep in mind, if you're building on Squarespace, these are highly customized websites on Landbook, and Squarespace does not offer these options. The reason I use Landbook is because it's so inspirational that it helps me understand or think through how I can make my Squarespace site beautiful. I do not try to emulate anything on Landbook onto my Squarespace site because I know it's going to be way too hard. Maybe some sections or layout styles, but it helps me get inspired on how to create graphics or lay out pages or any type of color options, any of that. Again, I keep it simple. I've done this enough times to go back and forth knowing what's possible and what's not possible. But at the same time, Landbook is a great spot to start your day. You don't want to try to just start your day out of the blue. Look at some beautiful websites before you start building a site. Really helps you understand and be inspired before you begin. Now, this section is going to be about for your thinking and confidence as a freelancer, as a Squarespace designer. 2 books I recommend. The first one is going to be The 4-Hour Workweek. That book is over 10 years old, but the concepts and the thinking models in that book are so important to understand. Get the audiobook if you're not an avid reader, but listen to that book or read that book as soon as possible. The thinking models and the shortcuts that Tim talks about in the book are phenomenal. I already mentioned it before, but check out $100 Million Offer. That book is incredible to understand the value equation that Alex breaks down and is created. It really shows you how to make valuable products for your clients, and at the same time just builds confidence because he talks about landing huge projects, doing big deals, and making a lot of money. So he helps you walk through that. You may be starting out and say, I'm just trying to land a $500 project or a $1,500 project. That book will really help you get your mind in a whole new state so you have more confidence and your thinking is way more developed in this process that you are delivering value. It's not you need $1,500 to pay your rent. That's part of it, but you are going to deliver $1,500, if not more, value to the client. So it's transformational, not just transactional, and the client walks away with a product they love. Finally, I did not add this, but I would recommend checking out a gentleman named Ben Hardy. He has a 30-day course for free online that helps you get your mind right and set goals and all this stuff. That is a great resource. His YouTube channel has a ton of great videos as well. And that is not necessarily for website design, but just overall personal development and self-improvement. Now, with all that said, you can master every one of those items I just listed, read the books, but what's really going to give you confidence is going to be experience. And so your first and primary goal is to get experience. Land projects, even if it is under the dollar value that you have in mind. Land projects, get going, get started. Every project you do will build your confidence. I am past 150 projects and now I can talk to any type of client at any level and feel confident in what I would present, what's doable, what's not doable, what questions to ask, how to lead the conversation, how to make sure the conversation ends well, that it is a clear conversation, all of those things. That process is so second nature to me, and it happened after doing hundreds of sales calls and doing hundreds of projects and looking at hundreds of businesses to understand what their actual goals are. So the process begins with 1, it goes to 10, then it goes to 100, and you build confidence along the way. And the beauty of this is you take this skill set anywhere you go. Currently, I do not take new website design projects because I'm currently focused on this YouTube channel and some other work I'm doing. But for the most part, if I want to start designing websites tomorrow again, I easily can do it because I have the skill set. And so I get to take it with me wherever I go. If I live in Orange County or if I live in any other part of the world, I can do this job from anywhere and help anyone who has a need. And that's what I love so much about this content, creating YouTube videos like this, and helping people just like you get the value they're looking for. Because if you find the joy that I found in this process of being able to serve people and get paid and have impact and do what you love, it is one of the most amazing things. And beyond that, this year, I did not know how to use Webflow, and now I am very comfortable in Webflow. And to date, I think I've only touched about 3 to 5 websites on the platform. But I'm very confident in it because I have this background, this knowledge on website design in general, so it's not starting from scratch. Oh, and one final recommendation. Now, when you're designing pages, don't reinvent the wheel. Squarespace has a lot of great starter layouts, but a place I would recommend going to see a lot of beautiful wireframes is a website called Platforma. You could literally go on there, you don't even have to buy the wireframes. You could see all the layouts of how they design pages, and you should use those for your site. So if you're talking about 3 services for a client, you'll set up 3 columns next to each other with 3 icons and then 3 links to go to 3 separate pages. Boom, it's just like that. You don't have to overthink it. You can see all these different wireframes, the layout options, and then look at the content you have and see the best way to lay it out against the wireframes. Oh, it's a beautiful resource and it's a great way to speed up your process. All these tools are gonna help you learn what to look for, learn what to ignore, and learn where to spend your time. The better you get at those things, the better your confidence will build. And in that process, as you do it over and over and over again, you're gonna build so much confidence and value for your client that it's just not gonna be comparable to anything else. Need more recommendations? Drop a comment below, name it, and I will see if there are any resources that I have for you. With that, thank you for watching. If you like this video or you got any value from this video, hit that like button. It tells the YouTube algorithm some fancy information, but it lets me know that you got value from this content. And if you're looking for more content like this, consider subscribing. We publish new videos every single week. With that, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.